sustainable milk procurement operations, I think we'll have a lot of difficulty in maintaining our business going forward. So if we look at the dairying scenario in various parts of our country, I think there are two broad sets of the factors which characterizes the milk procurement operations. The first is, I think, a very small relative size of individual dairy farms or enterprise, and they are highly fragmented. If you see the structure of milk production at the primary level, they are highly fragmented, unlike the we have seen in the developed countries. The average herd size, as Dr. Rajoria told of our dairy farmer, is just 2 to 5 animals, and it necessitates therefore pulling of milk if we have to achieve the economies of scale. The second factor which I would like to highlight is, I think, the relating the nature of milk production itself and also the physical character of milk. We all know it's a perishable commodity, and it's very, very difficult to procure the milk on a large scale. So if we see, with the exception of egg, I think milk perhaps is the only agriculture commodity whose production is of the nature of a continuous process. The activity is continuous as against a batch process in many other agricultural crops. And if we see in terms of agriculture, I think milk is harvested twice daily with very little control over the rate of output. And also, there is I think the factor of annual seasonality, we all know, involving the lean period and, the flush periods. So both these factors, I think, it make milk procurement a really challenging activity. If you see from the point of view of the farmer, or from the point of view of the effective distribution, linking of production centers with marketing places, because we know the production centers are highly in the located in the rural areas, and against the marketing places, which are mostly in the cities. So milk handling at the farm or household level, milk collection centers, then transportation, chilling, reception of milk at dairy docks. All of these are very, very important aspects if we have to, have efficiency in milk procurement, going forward. And I think, as Janbai told, Anand pattern of dairy cooperatives, they have played a very, very significant role in ensuring it by bringing together farmers, creation of farmers' own institutions, which are managed by professionals, and while doing so, putting in place necessary village level milk procurement and testing infrastructure. I think that was the key which we did under the Anand pattern of dairy cooperatives. And if we see our experience, I think it very clearly indicates that transparency and fairness in the transactions. I think this is very, very critical. Perhaps the only critical aspect which ensures success in procurement, because it generates the trust among milk producers. And when they trust the institution, I think they are more likely to remain loyal and become the long-term associate with the milk cooperatives. Therefore, either it was Operation Flood in the setting up of dairy cooperatives, for replicating Amul, or recently concluded National Dairy Plant, we have always placed a trust on the transparency and fairness in the operations, and supporting necessary installation of maybe hardware and software applications. Now we say digitization. So if we see, even in the Operation Flood area, NDDB helped Rajasthan Electronic Reel company to indigenize our electronic milk tester, so that we can easily fat at the village level societies in a very short time, because imported machines were very costly. And also now under the NDP one, if you see, we supplied maybe about 30,000 AMCUs and DPMCUs all across the country at the village level, which will help create the transparent and fair milk procurement systems. So Now we are extending it further. We have now developed one open source software, AMCS. We sell, it is the software we have developed to help the cooperatives to digitize entire operations of village dairy cooperatives. And I think importantly, it will also ensure direct milk payment to the individual bank accounts of milk producer.